All right, today we're working on assignment 8.4, permutations and combinations. So the first thing you need to know is the difference between a permutation and a combination. So number 1 says in a combination order, you should write does not matter. And on problem 2, in a permutation, order does matter. So when we solve these equations, the question is, does the order matter? So for example, if you have a group of people and you're choosing out someone to be on a committee, well, it doesn't matter if I choose Liz and then John, or if I choose John and then Liz. Either way, my committee consists of Liz and John. As opposed to if I'm picking someone to be president and vice president, well, it very much is different if Liz is president and John is vice president, or if John is president and Liz is vice president. So in a combination, that's like a committee where Liz and John are forming a committee together. In a permutation, that's when we say Liz will be president and John vice president, or vice versa. So the first thing we're going to do is just use the formulas for a permutation or combination. So here we have the formula for a combination, and here the formula for a permutation. So C stands for combination, and P stands for permutation. So if you look at problem 3, we have the problem 9 permeate 4. In other words, I have 9 items and I want to choose 4 of them, and the order in which I choose them matters. So to do that, I'm going to use this permutation formula. In this formula, my N is going to be the 9 and my R is going to be the 4. So my formula starts out N factorial, so I write 9 factorial over N minus R factorial, or 9 minus 4 factorial. Well, once I have that, I'm going to simplify it. So I have 9 factorial over 9 minus 4, which is 5 factorial. Then to solve that, I'm going to type it into my calculator. So I have 9 factorial divided by 5 factorial. And my calculator says it is 3024. Which means that there are 3024 different ways that I could have 9 items and choose 4 of them if the order in which I choose them matters. If you look, however, at problem 4, notice now we're looking at a combination, 9 combination 4, meaning I have 9 items and I want to choose out 4 of them, but this time the order in which I choose them doesn't matter. So I'm going to use my combination formula. So again, my N will be the 9, my R will be the 4. So I have 9 factorial over 4 factorial times 9 minus 4 factorial. Well, if I simplify that, I have 9 factorial over 4 factorial, and 9 minus 4 is 5 factorial. If I type that into my calculator, I will have 9 factorial divided by, I'm going to put parentheses around this denominator. I have 4 factorial times 5 factorial. And my calculator says it's 126. So notice how these were actually the same problem, but in a permutation there are a lot more possibilities than in a combination. In this next section, problems 9 through 12, I just want you to identify the situation as a permutation or a combination. And please notice that you do not need to solve. But in this next section, you are going to identify each situation as a permutation or a combination, and then you are going to solve. So keeping that in mind, I'm going to let you go ahead and try this assignment.